Nigeria, my country, home again. 6 years. The long, sweet journey back to the place of my childhood and youth. They would not know me. People keep saying, go back to the land, go back to the land. One of those cliches that means nothing. Who is going back to the land in Africa? Unless agriculture can pay, who wants to go back to the land? Awo Omamma, my village. 20,000 people living in kindreds scattered over 20 square miles. It is the same. Life has not changed. On this path 30 years ago, it was I who made the trek 12 miles every day, 4 barrels of water to carry home morning and evening. For a child of 5 or 6, the work is hard, endless, futile. This is our main water supply. My people do not understand the simple connection between bacteria and disease. They do not know that in these cool waters, death is waiting. Is that not Mrs. Obaya? Even as a boy, I used to watch her wash and soak the cassava 4 days in the river to make it edible, to make fufu, a paste like food. Fufu and yams, still our daily diet. Thick starches that fill the belly, giving no strength. It leaves you weak and open to illness. The children, what do they have to look forward to? Poverty? Malnutrition? Disease? Death? Before 2 years pass, half will die. Everywhere in our village, pestilence and hunger. Who can help? A man without clothing, without medicine, without hope, can he help? The lucky ones, the ones in school who finish the 6th form. But they go to the big cities, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, escape from poverty and hopelessness. Escape to what? Delinquency? Crime? 1,000 people to fill every government job? Life drains out of the villages, out of Awa Omamma. It was in this house I was born in 1927. My parents were ordinary people of the village, traders and farmers. It was here in the marketplace my mother bargained every day, and with the money saved, a penny at a time, sent me to school. I traveled far, to the United States, to Cornell University, finally to be granted my doctorate degree. Not many Nigerians have been so privileged. My mother's foresight and understanding were rare, very rare, when I think of the sacrifices she made. And now, after 5.5 years, I am back, here in my village. Why have I returned? Every Nigerian comes back. It is something we owe our families, for in Africa the cost of survival is high. And coming back is a form of repaying. The answers are here, in the villages, in the grassroots, in Awo Omamma. That was 3 years ago. This is today. Fresh water, a post office, our new hospital, a splendid high school, 15 baby clinics, new construction, and all of this achieved by my own people. How could such a poor village produce such a miracle? Progress does not lie in buildings. Buildings are only its manifestation. Progress comes when there is a change in the hearts of men. How does such a change occur? I remember one of the early meetings of the elders, an organization of chieftains, which was a part of our cultural tradition. I saw the elders as an avenue of action, and I asked to address them. I can tell you now I had many doubts. Would men accustomed to age-old ways be willing to change? Would I, young and not a chieftain, be accepted by the others? This was the crucial meeting that could make or break our partnership. Several of the men asked what all this was about. First I explained that I, as well as they, was deeply concerned with the welfare and future of Awa Omamma. I recounted how, at the time of my graduation, I recognized the job of building our village would take more than our limited resources. For this reason, I appealed for outside help, and the Unitarian Service Committee listened to me, considered what I had to say, came forward, offering us both financial and technical aid. Here was mutual respect and belief. The Unitarian Committee and the people of Awa Omamma, a partnership in the progress of men. Now it was up to us to decide which projects we would undertake. The chiefs were pleased. One of them suggested we build a post office. There was a great debate. But even the ones who were used to having others read their letters for them saw the importance of a post office to the future of our village. And when everyone understood that with a post office, Awa Omamma would literally be put on the map, everyone agreed. Since time long past, we had made our bricks by hand, slowly, tediously, with little uniformity or strength. The Unitarian Service Committee searched for and found a brick-making machine, a small unit that pressed mud and a little mortar into strong bricks, many times faster and cheaper than before. So, with this little machine and the eager labor of our people, we began to build. Meanwhile, another machine contributes its change to the hearts of men. Without any industry, with much idleness, our village had its share of delinquents. We bought a palm oil press, put some of the worst offenders into business for themselves, and watched them become prosperous and respected citizens. The post office soon was finished. Now we could reach our kin scattered across the continent. Our villagers' own patriotic union. If we could write to all of our sons, we knew we could count on their help. The Unitarian Committee came to our aid with another simple machine, Regularly each month, our newsletter goes out. By now, our local construction business was booming. Our homemade bricks here became a house for a steady stream of visitors. Mrs. Dudley Moore, director of the Nigerian project for the USC, came many times to see at first hand and help us plan our partnership. Under her supervision, many technical experts, such as Martha Potgieter, the nutritionist, brought their professional skills to the aid of our village. Soon a warm friendship grew between our peoples. As I recall, it was just about this time that one of our most important building efforts had its simple beginning. It was then my wife Samari lent a helping hand. As a qualified teacher with a good education and professional background, she was able to conduct meetings of the women's groups, organizations now quite active in village affairs. Today, they are seriously concerned with civic problems and devote their energies to discussions of how they can help. At one time, however, the gatherings were more a social affair, with singing and dancing the chief order of business. As their interests grew, one of the ladies, I think it was Mrs. Duru, talked about the need for our own community hospital, for the nearest one was 18 miles away. Think of the sick and injured, those who might be bleeding, racked with pain, feverish or near death, who would have to make their own way as best they could to get to that hospital 18 miles away, to go on foot, by bicycle, or have to be carried by family and friends, or, if you were lucky, to thumb a ride on a passing truck. 18 miles for a chance to live. When you think of the time and effort it would take the simple people of my village to build a modern hospital, I was sure everyone would say it would be impossible. Yet, to my surprise, everyone agreed. The plan was to tax each woman 1 penny a week, each man 3, and all would work. The Eastern Nigerian Ministry of Health, impressed with our efforts, offered to provide additional funds. Just 3 years later, our hard-earned pennies, the sweat of honest labor, and a few outside contributions paid the total cost of our first hospital, valued at close to $200,000. We would soon be able to mend a broken body. Now we turned our efforts to building healthy minds. In Nigeria, the difference between going to high school to become skilled and not going is plainly the difference between life and death. Here is the future of our village, of our country, of Africa. Chinadu, who wants to be an engineer. Uzuki, who would like to teach. Adi, who would rather be a nurse than anything else in the world. Chima, who hopes someday to be a doctor. And today, we also emphasize vocational training. Our curriculum thus fulfills the needs of our village and the life of each student. In courses in agriculture, the student learns new ways of working and renewing the land. It is part of my people's age-old beliefs that the land belongs to future generations, that we are merely its caretakers. Conservation is more than a school book subject. It is a vital part of our culture and traditions. In our physical education program, athletics play a major role. We strive to build strong, healthy bodies, for survival in Africa is far from an academic subject. With so many obstacles still standing